Hello and welcome to the Dobbers, Seeds of Decay. We are live. This is episode 4. It has been a while since episode 3 because we all had to take a week off because I had some family obligations which were super fun, but I am glad to be back here. So we're going to jump straight into the action. We have a very special recap of last episode from our very own Danny, or Tina. So we'll get to that in a second, but first let's introduce ourselves. I am Daryl. I am the DM and creator of the Dobbers, and we have Yelly playing
Vatra, who is a short, older, kind of uncle goblin that plays the bongo drums and likes to tell various stories.
Awesome.
It's a fancy vest.
Fancy vest. Yes, he does have a fancy vest. Mike.
Mike is playing Tuck. He's a Dobbers rogue who likes to hang out in the woods by himself.
Nice. Corey.
I'm playing X, the tree barbarian.
Tree barbarian. Arr, me tree. And Danny.
Tina. Tina Rawls, a Terran Dobber, and she used to mine under the surface, and a fact about her is that she is afraid of ghosts.
Afraid of goats or ghosts?
Yeah, ghosts.
Okay.
Ghosts.
Ghostly
Awesome. Goats and ghosts. And last but not least, we have Jeff.
And Pages, the raccoon wizard,
Awesome.
trying to figure out how to deal with all of these daubers.
Does he just have fleas right now?
No, but just itchy.
He only has arachnophobia.
Oh, that's right. He does.
I'm also a little suspicious of goats, I will admit.
Well, that's interesting because there may be some goats
Oh boy.
at some point or another.
Did you say ghosts or goats?
I said goats, which is
Okay.
yeah. There could be ghosts or goats. It really depends. So let's go. Let's go with our recap. So Tina, take it away.
All right. Hey, what's up, guys? Tina here from Rolling on the Flip Side. Today, I'll be your recap queen. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Splatter Inc. on every streaming/media platform you can think of, and you'll be entertained almost every Friday for the rest of your life. Now, here's what happened 2 weeks ago during our last episode. On a great start to the episode, Vatra's internet pooped out, and we killed time thinking about the old times. Although the old times weren't that old, since we are only about 4 episodes in. But then again, it's already felt like years, I think, of, being best friends. Anyway, Vatra came back and the party started. Woo! Where we thought the episode was going to start, with me, Tina, rolling my death saves, was actually a total party kill. JK. What really happened was that we all just passed the heck out from the battle before and woke up inside a ball of vines. And what was even crazier, we woke up feeling great and healed. I didn't even have the disadvantage sickness anymore. Thank you, Father Nature. We met the super uber cute leaf spirits, and they let us know that Father Nature, or the Green Man, needed our help to rescue the forest, for something nefarious was coming. After Tug had an existential crisis about his use of the wooden resources of the forest because some of the leaves were alive, and Pages thinking that this wasn't real, the leaves made everyone think about their purpose in life. But who doesn't do that every now and then, am I right? Anyway, I basically jumped at the chance to help, and my friends just read along with me without many questions, because that's what best friends do. And so Pages climbed up to the top of the vines, and there was a hole at the top, and then he spotted a new friend. And once we were out of the little bowl of vines, X, our new friend and an awakened tree, joined our journey, as is the way. And without any questions also. We head back to where we all almost died and continued to slaughter all the mushrooms. Tuck eavesdropped on Tina and Vatra's moment and corrected Tina on her use of certain vocabulary, which was super cringy on Tina's creator's part. I started talking the third person. Anyways, well, we finally made it to where the smoke was coming from, and guess what? Boss fight. The boss mushroom spore cloud was kind of hard on everybody. Pages got super hurt, and in an effort to save him, Tuck ran into the cloud. His heroism did not pay off, though. He stumbled down right on top Pages and completely passed out. On top of that, that crazy Dobber got rot poisoning. And now that I think about it, I should have done that because Tuck is our only range, basically. So maybe, Tuck, you should leave that risky business to X and I. Anyway, the only good thing that came out of that was that we probably showed X what friends actually look like, I think. So Vatra helps Tuck out as he's being used as a meat shield by Pages, who was electrocuting that poor mushroom boss. I tried to help, instead, I got the freaking rot again. Disadvantage sucks, you guys. Anyway, the mushroom dude got wrecked by X after he beefed it, but like we all beefed it too before that, and beefed here meaning we missed our opportunity attacks. And after everything was settled, we checked out that fire and put it out, and there was something weird and gross in that, and it seemed to be like some kind of ball of iron that had roots coming out of it, and we kind of pieced together that this was one of the sources of the rot. You know, it had to be. So we decided to go back to Acorn Inn and show Beatrice and or Herb after short resting on the road. And now we're back to where we first started the quest.
Awesome. That's a great recap. And you have a fan, Blue Sky Blackbird, wants you to do the recap every time. So maybe we'll do that. So awesome.
I'm so honored.
Well, we're just figuring this thing out. And you did a great job. So you guys are back at the Acorn Inn. We stopped right as you got up to the doors and were getting ready to come in. You push the doors open, and first thing you see is Beatrice walking in from back in the kitchen, and says, "Hello! It's so nice for you guys to be back. Come in, have a seat. We'll get you some tea and some, probably some cookies or something. Does that sound good?"
Oh yeah, Tina right here slams both of the doors open. And she does both because she's thinking maybe X needs more room to fit in. And she goes, "Hey, Granny, we brought something gross for you."
Gross? Okay, well, this is a restaurant, so let's try to keep it down. Just not as, don't get it on anything if you don't mind, dearie.
We got it tucked away. Get it? Anyways, in a blanket.
Ha! Good one.
And I'll hold my blanket bindle stitch thing up and show it to her. We found something very peculiar over at the farm.
Ah, well, okay. Have you shown it to? Well, I guess you just got here. Well, why don't you guys come back to the side room? There's no one using it right now, so you'll be, have your own space, and you can keep whatever that is away from any other customers who come in. And she leads you back here, and you find that actually Herb is hanging out back here anyway. He's drinking some tea, just hanging out because he likes kind of the privacy. Hello, Dobbers. Hello. You guys went for quite a little walk, didn't you?
I think it was more than a walk.
More than a walk. Was it a jog? Or perhaps
A little
you liked to skip? I remember skipping. It was so fun. My legs won't do it now, though.
I actually skipped right into here just now.
Yeah, it does seem like something you would do. So, have you come for some tea?
Oh, on about the tea again.
I would like hey Miss Granny, would you have any like
Oh, dearies, you can call me Beatrice. I'm, Granny's fine, though, if you... Oh, you're so sweet.
Oh, thanks, Granny. Anyway, do you have any liquor stored anywhere? Like the hard stuff.
No, we don't serve anything like that
Oh,
here. We do have some nice ales. We have a blueberry ale and the nice honey mead that one of our friends makes. But mostly, we keep it pretty light here. About huckleberry
can I
wine.
get- Ooh.
Tina, I can show you how to make some pretty good
Code word to get.
garbage liquor. You just kind of let it sit for several months.
I mean,
do you
I mean,
have
we can
some
make
like
some
already
shine.
made, or do we guys just
We'd
make this?
have to let it sit for a while, but it's pretty tasty.
Okay.
I think Pages would need to find a dumpster first or something like that.
I think the inn's got to have one.
Beatrice, do you have a dumpster, preferably like maybe like a banged up silver one?
The banged up silver one. Oh dearie. Of course we have a place where we take the trash. I don't know if Toby's emptied it recently, but I don't understand this. Why don't I get you guys some food? You must be very tired. You seem to have.
Beatrice,
Huh?
we went through a lot recently. I'll take that mead if you would,
Okay. Yes.
and just bring anything at this point.
Can
Oh,
you
just
make all
bring.
your ales for me in a cup?
Okay. she leans out of the room and just hollers, Shaori, I need an extra set of hands, please. And she disappears into the back. Now, X, did you come in also? I assume you did with everybody. You'd have to maybe bend over. And...
Well, that's what I was gonna ask you. Like, so is it pretty? It's pretty difficult to get in there, right? Like, is it impossible or just?
It is not impossible. This is a pretty big building for being a Dobber building, but there is also, depending on how you want to do it, there's a window right next to the room they're in, so you could just sort of look through the window.
That's funny.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
That's what I was thinking actually. I was gonna say that they would hear rustling outside, because I imagine the dumpster where they dump trash to begin with is probably not far from the place, and X is just kind of wading in it, because most trash becomes compost, which becomes food for a tree, and so he's just kind of wading in it. And as they're talking, he's just
Guys,
All right.
hello?
And so I don't know about compost being available in next to that window, but there is some bushes. You could get some nice juicy soil right there. So as you guys are kind of gathering around and talking to Beatrice, you hear through the window X's muffled voice, and immediately Herb, as quick as a whip, turns and looks at him and look what we've got here. I don't think I've seen a tree that's been awakened. Well, at least not for a very long time. Do you know him? And he's referring to you guys in the room with him.
No, apparently, now we do. We happened upon the fellow alone out there.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
he's our friend.
Friends, yeah.
friend. Oh, well, good. Hello. He waves out at you. Do you want anything? I could hand you some tea through the window.
You have water?
I'm sure we could get some water. I'll let Beatrice know when she comes back in.
Thanks.
Well, it's very nice to meet you. Do you have a name?
They call me X.
X. Oh, and you wrote it on your trunk. How nice. How nice.
I didn't. Wait, okay.
Oh. Okay. Anyway, so yes, we'll get you some water, and you guys, so you went on a little trip, I guess, right? Where did you go? Where did you find out anything?
Yeah, we went to dig up one of the tea bags you buried.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Who has it?
Tuck,
Tuck, I'll put it on the table that we're not sitting at, and kind of open it up very gingerly for everybody to see. And I'll go. So we found, I guess we could call this seed, and it seemed to be radiating some sort of magical energy that was corrupting all the nature around it, and it was wrapped in. He takes a little like arrow shaft that he picked up, which was probably broken, and like pokes the little like flaky stuff that we picked up around it. This is very disturbing. This is not right. This is something's really wrong here.
What do you
Herb
think,
looks
Herb?
at it. He
Seems
looks at it,
familiar,
rummages
right,
around in
Mr.
a. What's that?
Seems familiar, right, Mr. Sorcerer?
Oh, well, I no. I never see anything like that, but it does seem very, very ominous. And he rummages around in a package of, some sort of bag he has underneath his cloak, and pulls out a magnifying glass, and he like looks down at it. Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Yes. Very interesting indeed. And so I imagine that you guys are all sitting around the table. The 4 or 5 of you, 4 of you with X outside, and Herb's just sort of leaning over the group of you. Tuck is close enough to kind of the edge here. So along the edge of this room, that's actually like a half wall there. So you can see into the room from the main room, whereas the rest of it's, surrounded by the outside of the walls of the building. And you guys are very focused on that. But then, unexpectedly, you hear a voice from behind you. Again, I'm not worried about the tokens for this. It's just theater of the mind. But you hear a voice from behind you, leaning over that half wall. When I heard that Tuck was going to go and work with the sheep, I never thought it would be true, and now he's here. Never. You can't make any money out there with sheep, can you? You need to come back and work for me. And you turn and you see Splug, your old boss.
Oh, Splug.
So,
oh no.
Yeah, I didn't need it. You think you can get away from me? Not that I'm following you or anything weird like that. But I'm just here to do some
Tuck,
business
you have a
with
stalker?
Beatrice. Nah, not a stalker. I used to work here with Tuck. He was kind of he was a disappointment, but it was just funny to run into him.
Tuck, is he giving you any problems? Do we need to take care of this right now?
Tuck is just curling his fists and gritting his teeth. I don't think you guys have seen Tuck angry, but Tuck is just holding in anger and rage.
So Splug
stands and look at this guy, kind of just his best, like, my dear sir, I find this behavior quite rude, and perhaps maybe if this is a conversation you'd like to have with Mr. Tuck, you can address it later and outside and not in this establishment.
well, I was just talking to Beatrice, and our business was concluded, and I saw him sitting here, so I thought I'd just come by and say hi. I'm really just saying hi. I mean, so when you do turn and look at him, you see that Splug is a goblin. He's a little bit older. His hair is thin, but it kind of sticks up, and as he moves around, it almost bounces around like a Muppet. But what's striking about him is he's wearing really expensive clothes. He's got like a purple velvet jacket on. He's got a belt that's finely, made leather with, gold buckles and things like that. He's got pouches all around his hips and things that, he seems to think he's pretty important.
Tina walks up to him and goes, "So you concluded your business with Granny, and you decided to just cut in onto a random group's conversation?"
Well,
she's like puffing up her chest.
You need to back off, little girl. I'm not here trying to cause any trouble. I'm just doing some business, and I thought I could say hi to my buddy.
They're not buddies.
Right. Well, not buddies because, because you were supposed to help drum up business for me, but what'd you do? You ran off. You just left. So.
What kind of business you in, Splug?
I carry goods. I carry goods from the farmers to the little towns so they can sell them. Without me, you don't get any of this food that Beatrice has. You don't have any of the goods to carry to the general store. You kind of need people like me. And
Splug.
What?
Splug.
Yeah.
Leave now.
Well, I wanted to talk to you because Beatrice said you think you're in the hero business now, and that's kind of laughable, but, whatever. I thought I should tell you that over at Lightwick, the goats are gone. So, like, if you're, wanting to find some trouble to go fix, their goats are gone. That's why I had to talk to Beatrice, because I didn't have any milk to deliver, didn't have any cheese. But, yeah, one of them's even been turned to stone. It's kind of crazy, right? Like a stone goat.
Did you say goats?
Yeah, goats.
So you
We're not dealing with any goats.
And ask for help.
No, I'm not asking for help. I'm just ghosts? Yeah, goats.
Ghosts?
Yeah.
Guys, I don't like ghosts.
I don't like goats either.
Hold on now. The Vatra kind of just looks at this. Does this goblin look like he's similar age to Vatra, like a little bit older?
I'm gonna say a little older.
A little older, yeah.
Yeah.
Vatra just kind of just runs his fingers through his beard and everything. For a goblin of your stature who also likes to dress nicely,
you like this?
Do more manners.
I got money. I don't need manners. Who cares, right? Right? Like, if you don't like me, I'll just go buy some other friends. But you, why don't you come with me? I've got a really nice jacket. I think it's gonna go well with your drums. It's out in my cart, though. You want to see it? I'll give you a good deal on it. Like better deal than you get anywhere else.
I'm perfectly fine with my vest, but thanks for the offer.
Well, hey, you noticed my clothes. I figured you had some taste.
When he mentions the buying of friends, you hear a rap on the window, and he's like,
He's a friend?
No.
What the crap is that thing doing? Oh, you got one of those talking trees? Oh man, I've seen some talking stuff in my life, but never a tree.
Okay,
No.
when Tuck says no, X comes through the window.
I just picture the big trunk leg just stepping over the sill, and then you step the rest of the way in, and you're ducked way down in with your leaves rustling along the ceiling.
X. Now, just because he's not a friend doesn't mean he needs any harm done to him, necessarily. Unless he's in league with these goats.
Hey, I don't understand what you got a problem with goats for. Goats are tasty. Goats, they make milk, and there's cheese, and I mean, half the butter and cheese and pastries and all the stuff that you guys enjoy around here come from goats. Like, where else are you going to get your milk
clearly
from?
never been kicked by a goat.
Oh, I've been kicked by a goat
Goats?
too, but I ate that goat and it was good. I put some salt on it, a little bit of rosemary. Yeah.
I ain't messing with no goats. They kicked me one too many times.
Yeah, well, why don't you go climb a tree? And he walks
Plug.
off.
Leave. No.
He does.
Oh, he was a lot.
Herb is like, so is that a fellow, a friend of yours, I guess?
Not friend.
Yeah. No, I guess
Not
I knew that.
friends,
I could
indeed.
tell.
Batra
I
kinda,
just...
like sits back at the table and just like. Sometimes I forget there are other goblins that are not as civilized. It's quite disappointing.
Well, I knew that Beatrice had to deal with some people of different character, but I don't think I've met him, and he's
Like evil wizards that she lets lurk about the.
now you have taken an exception to me enough, little raccoon. I am a friend, I assure you.
Yeah, Herb's the greatest grandpa anyone can ask for.
I don't have
put
any
my arm around
kids.
So are you saying that you are of relation to this man, Tina?
No, I don't have any kids, which would make it really unlikely for me to have any grandkids. But I think she means
Unlikely.
that I don't know.
There
Our
are
grandpa's
a-
nice.
A number of ways in which she could yet have grandchildren that we may not know about.
He's my chosen grandpa.
There,
I
see,
don't
that's
think that's
very
how that
sweet.
works, Tina, but all right.
You know, Pages, I think you should respect that. Okay? You should respect her choices. And that is her chosen grandpa.
Unless Herb was a player in his earlier days, then I don't know, he might be some kind of ancestor. I bet
So-
Herb was a playboy. Herb, I bet you were a playboy.
I don't even know what that means. I was a diligent employer of the king. That's what I did. So, but anyway, I'm retired and just trying to have a peaceful, time about things. But it seems that peace
the tea
is
bag,
not.
the
Huh?
tea herb.
What about this tea bag?
What it,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Let's get back to that.
Are you guys
Evil
talking
teabag.
about this clump of metal?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's not a tea bag.
But it's like a tea bag.
Right,
We're
I
using
said it was
literally
like
your metaphor.
I know, but you seem to be confused. It wasn't literally a tea bag. It's a piece of metal.
Oh, okay.
It's a magic
what kind
tea
of
bag.
metal?
Yeah, well,
Right?
I mean,
Magic evil tea bag with metal.
it's some sort of an amalgam. I mean, it probably some iron and maybe a little copper mixed in there. It's impossible to tell without some, knowing where it came from exactly. But at this point, it looks like it's just a hunk of metal. And can you tell me more about what you saw when you found it, or how the surroundings? Anything at all?
Okay, so it was on fire, and it had this weird smoke coming from it. It smelled weird. It wasn't normal smoke, and
He sniffs it
kinda
while you're talking.
and around it was everything was rotting basically, and the land wasn't good. And there was a whole bunch of these evil mushrooms walking around, all up in our business. So we kind of had to kill most of them. But
Don't forget about those unnatural abominations. The things on 8 legs.
You're talking about the spiders again, Pages.
The spiders were not
spiders.
affected.
What?
Just
They were unnatural creatures.
You know,
Creatures not of this forest. What do you call them?
Says the talking raccoon.
so I have a book. It's a very, very old book. And it talks about some creatures that are not of this forest. I thought it was all just fiction. So what you're saying is it's possible that an octopus is real?
Yes! Yes! Octopuses! That's what it was!
Oh my goodness.
If I can jump in here, it didn't have a beak.
It didn't have a beak. Do octopus... I mean, this book didn't have a lot of detail. I think it was written by, a Dobber that was having a wild imagination. At least that's what I thought. Anyway, so back to the stone or the metal here. Yeah, so it does have an odd smell. I can tell that it has, and he's been investigating while you're talking. It has had some magical effects, applied to it, but that seems to have mostly dissipated.
Is he touching it?
No,
Like,
he's
or is
like kind of just staying, an inch away from it with his nose and his fingers and everything. He's not touching it, so.
Okay.
But it's so you say it was buried and it was on fire?
Yeah.
It was like steamy red hot.
Gotcha.
It's hot.
Okay.
Like Herb in his younger days.
Tina, where's this? I mean, were you underground for a little too long?
No, just look at him.
So
He
did
had
it
to be
have
looking good. He was probably one of those oblivious, characters where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do all my work and stuff, but all the handmaids and stuff are like, hey, look at the new wizard in town and stuff like that. It had to be.
Wow. I mean, so much to unpack here.
He picks up some of the ash that's in the pouch that came off of it. He kind of rubs it between his fingers and you see him, he shivers a little bit. He's like, oh dear, that's pretty yucky. Was this all over it?
Yeah, it was like wrapped in that.
So it burned off, basically. This is just the ash that's left.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
well, so my dream about the tea bag is probably strangely accurate then. So that's
Yeah,
kinda
see,
good.
magic evil teabag.
So basically, this thing heated up. It caused a reaction in whatever it was wrapped in, and that then bleeded out into the ground, and that's very interesting. So then this was at the pumpkin patch. So what about the beehive, the beekeeper's apiary? Is that have the same problem?
We have not been able to check that one out yet.
Okay.
Not quite.
Okay. So
Yeah, a couple of us have rot.
Yeah, we
Well,
need to
and-
heal up and.
Yes. And one of us is allergic. I'd rather not see the swelling of the neck again.
Yeah.
Quite
Yeah.
horrifying.
Oh,
I
my.
forgot about that.
We need an EpiPack. We need a couple stim packs.
Tut
Yeah.
is allergic.
Yep.
Got it.
Write it down.
That's too
All right. Well, I am going to. I think I'll take this back to my home, and maybe I can do a little more research on it. It's kind of a funny thing. I've got a whole little flower box full of mushrooms now, and no, I don't typically grow mushrooms in my flower box, but these guys are acting a little odd. So odd, in fact, they've moved around. Like, one's not even in the same place where I planted it. So I'm going to be checking that out, and I'll take this with me.
Do you need us to eradicate those fungi?
No, I got it. They're in my home. They can't hurt me there, and they're very small.
And Herb's all powerful, I'm sure. He don't need us. Right, Grandpa?
I don't know about all powerful. I don't. I'll be fine. Like I said, my home is fairly safe for me.
Don't put that in the ground. It makes plants mad.
Yes.
Right.
It's exactly. That's way better than I could have said it.
Yes.
Right.
X,
Yes.
X is the smartest creature here.
Yep.
All right. Well, I will definitely avoid putting this in the ground, young Mr. X. I appreciate that. So he wanders off and disappears. About that time, Beatrice comes around the corner with a tray that has like all these different colored drinks lined up in it, and Shiori comes in behind her, and she's got a tray with a few different types of bread with like some jams and butters and a few glasses of water, and they both set them down on the table side by side. And the table's basically full just from these two large oversized trays. Well, dearies, how are you doing now? I see Herb had to leave. Are you? And he took your thing you said was kind of disgusting, so that's good. Yeah, get that out of here. So we've got...
Yeah, he's going to look into that for us.
Oh, very good. Have you talked to Adriel? Has he been by? No, I guess, by your expressions, that's a no. So he, remember, was sick, because he got stung by his own bees. So he was hoping you could help him take a little look into that.
Wasn't he staying here? Because
yeah, he was. I think he might just be upstairs or something. I'll go get him. Or Shelby! Toby! Somebody go find Adriel!
So I assume he's feeling well.
Yeah, he's much better. Yeah, we were able to take care of him. And as I was coming around the corner, I heard one of you say you have a little bit of a touch of a cold or something. Is that right?
Yeah, Tuck and I aren't feeling too well. We got the disadvantage.
We got the rot.
The disadvantage rot. Yes.
Yes.
Not to be confused with dysentery.
You have
completely different.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, so normally, if you were just strangers, but you've become like family, right? So this one's on the house, and she casts Lesser Restoration on each of you, and you are fully healed.
Oh, thank God.
I feel like 1,000,000 bottle caps. Woo!
Woo! Aren't you just a doll? So we're going to keep that between us, though, right? Okay, because we don't need the country at large, the kingdom, really knowing that I offer magical services here. It might reflect poorly on travelers, but most people don't mind. We just don't. Yeah. So
why would you not help friends?
Oh, I do. I help
X
friends.
said.
I help friends, of course, but I mean, you know that the king is not the current king, I should say. I mean, the one that, if you hear Herb talking about the king, he's talking about the father of the current king. He thinks that some of the problems that we've had recently are caused by magic, so he's been a little bit biased.
Oh, of course he does.
As you're like explaining like the whole king stuff, like you can see like X just kind of like listening, but just like no idea what you're talking about.
Just like blinked out eyes.
Right.
X, imagine if there was a tree that told every other tree what to do. That's a king.
What's the dang thing? It's father shit.
Not father shit. It's father nature.
Nature, yeah.
The green man is the
Yeah.
the colloquial term.
I'm glad it's sticking.
Yeah. So when Tuck says that, like X is like, you mean like the green man?
A guy pretending to be a green man. How about a green man to Dobbers?
Look, I think I can explain this a little better.
Okay, go for it.
While you're explaining that,
So
Tina is thinking way too hard.
the king is the head of the state. Over, so you can imagine there's a system of multiple, and I just give like the absolute like encyclopedia definition of monarchy, and like a breakdown of like the Dobbers system of government, the Dobbers constitution, in like the driest way one can imagine.
Tina's already asleep.
Yeah.
Like everybody's
That's
confused
like-
now.
So that should sum everything up for you.
And X is like staring at you, listening very intently, and at the end of that entire long thing, okay.
And I'm like, when I was first awakened, I had to learn all of this myself too. So I read it in books. I can lend you the books.
You just carrying all these books with you?
Yeah, I just have like a backpack full of books.
Is it?
Yeah.
Isn't that a little heavy for a raccoon? How many books?
I haven't counted.
I can hold for you.
So as all
Well,
of
you-
this
you
is
might
going
wanna
on, Toby has brought in like a wash basin full of water, and he sets it down at X's feet. He's like, "Hey, you really are a tree. This is awesome. So, Beatrice told me to put water in this and just set it by your feet, and that maybe that would be the way you would drink it." And so he like stands back and he like watches.
Yeah, so like you notice as like his like vine-like toes kind of curl up into it, and then he just kind of like shifts and just kind of like sits, like both feet inside.
Nice.
So what I'm picturing, you know how a cat tries to fit into
Yes.
something it can't fit in?
A square. Yeah.
So I'm thinking like only the feet are in, but everything else is puffed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like sitting on the windowsill and your feet are hanging in, but even there, like just really the toes are down, but the backs of your heels are up. Wow, so you can taste that?
I guess it's nurturing.
But does
Nice.
it taste like eggs?
It tastes like sunshine on a cool night.
Aww. Wait.
Wow.
What do you
I'll be
taste?
right back. And Toby runs off.
Toby's mind looks like it was blown.
And he comes in with a salt shaker and he's about to put it in the water. I want to add some flavor. Is that okay?
No, please don't do that.
Maybe not
Um,
salt.
Toby, I'm gonna like stop him from doing that. Salt water typically is not good for trees.
What about sugar?
Sugar's fine. Go ahead and
Okay.
add sugar.
He runs off and comes back with like a little cup of sugar and he pours it in and he like stirs it up a little bit.
As he's like down there doing that, like X just kind of like takes his branch-like hand and just kind of like puts it on his head.
This
Kinda
young
playing
Dobbers
with
just
his
like
hair.
lights up, you know.
Toby, while you're here, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Have you had any encounters with these octopus creatures?
Oh God.
I have no idea what you're talking about, man. What is an octopus?
They're 8-legged monstrosities.
So Pages, you're really a smart cookie, right? Right. So octopuses live in the ocean.
So what are they doing in the forest then?
That was not an octopus. That was an arachnid.
Okay, you adventurers, man, you're a little bit outside of my. I don't have any idea what you're talking about, and I've got chores, so I gotta go.
Well, if you
He runs
see
off.
any, let me know.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey Toby, where's Adriel?
Oh, that's right. I'll go check. And a few minutes later, Adriel shows up also. While you're waiting on him to come in, Beatrice does go through all the drinks. There is like a huckleberry wine. There's 2 different types of mead. One has been flavored with cherries. The other's just like a regular honey mead. There's a hazelnut kind of. It reminds you of like coconut water, kind of the flavor of that. It's not alcoholic. Plus just like some pear juice, some water. And she said, I'm so sorry, dearies, but we don't have any milk right now. We usually do, but it seems our supply is running a little light this week.
Aw, that's a little disappointing, but it is what it is.
Yes, well, it seems like everyone is just dealing with something. There's always something. And I worry about the people of the forest. We have had a hard fall so far. No pumpkin fest, and now Lightwick the farms up there are suffering. They've lost all of their goats. I heard that the Merkmelon patch is also gone rotten. It's, oh dear me, and she walks off. Adriel walks in. Oh, hi guys. I feeling quite a bit better. I really appreciate you guys helping me out when my bees kind of went amok. Did you find out anything? And we can skip over this part if you want.
No, we haven't gone to your farm yet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry about that, but we were tired and got the disadvantage rod, and we probably should decide to take care of that before Tuck has to be allergic to some bees later.
Yeah, we got that taken care of, and we're gonna go to your I believe maybe next, but it's gonna be tough.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to say I appreciate you if you guys are really up for coming with me and seeing if we can investigate the cause of this. I would appreciate it. We can take a rest. We go in the morning or something like that. There's no need to try to.
Oh, you want to go with us?
Well, it is where I live.
Yeah.
How many bees do you have total, Adriel?
Well, I've got 2 large honeycombs full. I've only got one queen though. She kind of goes from back and forth, but I don't count my bees.
How big are these honeycombs? Because the bees we fought earlier were kind of big.
Yeah, well, these guys are hefty. Big guys. Yeah.
Okay, so that's cool. Good luck, Tuck.
Yeah. I'm gonna need some sort of neck protection. If we can muster that. Is there a place I can get some arrows? I need some arrows. I gathered up a few after our fights, but I need some components to make some more.
Oh yeah, Beatrice's general store is connected here. It's just he points over there. Just go through that door.
All right.
And I have a couple of beekeeper suits at the shed out by out by my farm. I've got a smoker and some beekeeper suits and some other basic tools. You guys can use that.
Excellent.
Okay, so Tuck gets one of them, and definitely I think Pages needs one of them also.
I don't know if it would work for Pages. It's more
We
of
can just tie the
four-arm
extra slack around him.
arms.
I think
2 arms and 2 legs. All right.
Let's see what it looks like first before we go down that road.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Tina chugs some mead back and then slams the tankard onto the table. Whew, that was really good.
Yeah, Tuck does the same and goes, guys, about that Splurg guy. Is that his name? I'm sorry, I should know.
Splug.
Splug.
Splurg.
Splug guy.
It's gonna be Splurg. Splug.
As much as I regret saying this, we probably should at some time take a look at that problem with the goats, but I am hesitant to do so because it is only in his best interest that he told us.
And given you just tried to bribe me, I'm not the kind of person that enjoys bribery. I like honest work.
Unfortunately, the goat farmer is the real victim here.
Yeah, I
I'm
kind of
not
got that.
too keen to
that vibe.
go mess with any goats anytime soon.
Ghost? Where?
I mean, I'm confused. Oh, Pages, why don't you like goats?
Because he's a raccoon.
I've been in my previous life.
Mm-hmm.
I lived near a goat farm, and when we would try to scamper into the goat farm, we frequently got kicked by the goats trying to
Well, you were trespassing onto their land.
I mean, you do know about
you would
property
take their
rights.
side, Tina.
Yes, I would, okay? You should have let me pet you earlier.
I mean, Pages,
Sorry, I'm cool.
Pages,
Cool.
you did already recite about the sovereignty of the Dobbers realm. You would know about property rights and said trespassing of through those. But you're smarter now, so you know not to do that stuff.
Goats are mean. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
So like X would have partaken in Paige's offering up a book, so he'd be like sitting in his bath of sugar water, like thumbing through this book. I assume he's smart enough to at least read, so he would be reading whatever the book is. He would kind of put it down, like look over it and like look at everyone as they're kind of bickering back and forth. Did they not say that there was rot in another patch? Should we not go after that to stop the spreading of mad plants?
Yes, it seems like there's quite a few locations that are having some sort of oddities due to maybe more of these little iron evil berries.
Do you think that they're making the bees angry?
I believe that might be
Yeah,
what we're
probably.
dealing with.
We did have to kill some evil bees before we started all this.
Is it making Pages angry?
No, that's his mode all the time.
Okay.
He's always had an attitude since we first met him. Oh boy. Maybe try
I mean-
having a nice cup of joe in the morning with some honey. Might do you some good.
I mean,
Ease your
that's not a
attitude.
bad thought there, X. Pages, have you eaten any small metallic balls lately? Have you?
Lately,
Yes.
like how recently?
Any time in your life.
Certainly in my life, yes.
Okay,
Before
cut
I
'em
was
open,
awakened,
kids.
I would say yes. I've eaten some small metallic balls.
I get a dagger. I'm like, Pages, we're gonna have to,
No, you are not.
or fiber. We can go one or two ways. Lots of fiber, or we can go this way. You pick.
Tina holds Tuck back. No, he probably ate some like a necklace or something. don't do it yet. Don't do it at all. Is what I meant.
Okay. We need some.
Grabs the dagger out of your hands. Friends don't hurt friends.
Oh, there's a thing called surgery. We'll explain that later. How about, can we get some prunes and some like grape nuts?
Yeah.
I
So
don't think you know how to perform surgery.
Tina takes a
Like you're a shepherd.
drink from another tankard and then goes over to Pages and like pulls them aside and she's like, "Here, this will help you relax." And
Oh,
then
no.
hands the tankard over to Pages. Just try it. It's yummy.
I'll just
splashes it on your face.
splash it all over my face.
I try to like put your head in your snout, and you're like struggling. I'm like, here, and then something happens, and I fudge up, and I just like, let's say I trip, and it slips out of my hand, just all over you. I'm like, oh god.
So for our first roll, our first roll of the game, let's have a charisma saving throw, Pages.
Charisma saving throw. All right.
I don't know why, but that seems like the right thing.
All right. Let me. go. Sorry, my sheet's not even open yet.
Tina is getting a little tipsy because she just goes grab another tankard.
23.
A nat 20.
A nat 20.
Whoa.
So whatever the little amount of the ale that you ingested, it does the trick, and you feel like $1,000,000, and all of a sudden everybody is a friend, and you have no more doubts or resentments or mistrust, and you're just everything's great. Of course, you can roleplay that however you want.
I'm actually gonna go and like cuddle up with Tina, like nuzzle on her side, like put my little raccoon paw around her, be like, Tina, you're my best friends.
Oh, and you're a wet raccoon right now, and I don't care.
Yeah, you guys can
Yeah,
smell the wet fur. It's got like a yucky wet dog smell.
Yep.
Stale ale and damp matted fur. So we are going to jump forward here. Any shopping or any other things that you wanted to do, you can use standard pricing from the DMG if you wanted to buy a couple more hand axes or
Yes.
refill on arrows. If you have anything odd you're looking for, you can be specific and ask me for it, but we're not going to go through the exercise of trying to randomly guess what might be in the store. Otherwise, we'll skip to morning. You guys take a long rest. You recover 1 hit die, and you can roll a hit die if you need to heal any. As I mentioned, the greater restoration happened, so or lesser restoration, not greater, lesser restoration. So you no longer have the rot.
Right. I'm gonna buy 40 more arrows. So I
might
believe
look
that
at
is
it.
a bunch of bottle caps.
Yeah.
Daryl, I have a technical question about the alt rules that you have with the hit die.
Yeah.
When do we recover hit dice?
You recover 1 per night.
1 per night?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you use all your hit
Definitely
die,
gonna get I'm definitely getting hand axes.
I am going to look at.
26.
I don't know if I have money for a short bow right now. I may have to wait. Not quite.
I'm getting 2 hand axes.
alrighty.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make some money here if we keep doing this, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have enough to get a short bow right now.
Do you have
that?
Do you have a dagger or two?
You gave me 1 dagger, so I have 2 daggers. I could probably get another dagger, depending on how much that is. But
They're only to my brain. What is it? 10 bottle caps?
10 bottle
No.
caps. Oh yeah, then I could get 1
I
other
think.
dagger. So that way, I at least have 3 daggers.
Do I have enough money? I don't think I have any money, right? Like, I don't think X has any money at all.
I think it would be thematically appropriate for you to not have any money.
Yeah.
Then for some reason Tuck has 5 extra gold, and I'm sorry, 10 extra bottle caps, and hands it to X.
That's fine.
He like puts his hand out and he's just looking at it, and he kind of looks at his other hand, and he's like, "Did this fall off of me?"
Kinda.
That's great.
Maybe not really. See the tables and chairs and floor?
Mm-hmm.
That didn't fall off you, but it's made of the same stuff. Does that make sense?
Is that why those men were coming at me with weapons?
Yeah, unfortunately. I'm really sorry.
It's
And-
okay.
And Tuck just kind of reconsiders his life choices.
What is this for?
I mean, if you need like and I'll show him a water skin on the wall. Like that right there is a water skin, and it can hold water for you. So if you need to drink, like let's say on a really hot day when there's no ponds around, I don't know, that's the best Tuck can do.
like as you do that, he like kind of picks it off the wall and looks at it, and I imagine it's like itty bitty comparatively to him.
Oh, right.
He's just like,
Do they make them bigger?
and he like puts his hands out like in the size of like a cat, like a barrel of cask.
Yeah.
Big.
They do, but they're called rain catchers. And I guess yeah. Let's get you a rain catcher.
Yeah, do we need to attach one to eggs?
Rain catchers are a thing. Let me
Yeah.
see how much they are. Because rain catchers can hold.
Well, we can probably make one. We just get a barrel and
It's
some,
one GP. It's a
Oh, wow.
5 foot
Oh,
square
wow.
of 5 foot
Okay.
square leather tarp with a wooden frame.
Oh.
So out of character,
okay.
I would something that I wanted to work towards was a large cask-like barrel that he would strap to his back like a book bag to hold water in, because obviously if
I
we're
was
out and
thinking
about,
about
he's
that.
gonna need water.
Okay.
That rain catcher is perfect, because then that'll be how he catches that to then put in the barrel, and then like when the barrel's closed, if someone wanted to ride on top of that,
Yeah.
It's a
it's a seat.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So,
it
for
can
sure.
hold up to 8 gallons for you.
Dang.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Fancy.
So obviously we don't have enough money for it now, but I was just throwing out.
Oh, we
there.
do.
So-
And I'll take it. I'll take your hand, or your I don't know, limb,
Mhm.
and say, 2 of these bottle caps will get you this rain catcher right here.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
we'll go back. We'll go out back to the pump, the well pump behind the inn here, and we'll pump this thing up and get you 8 gallons.
Yeah. So and so Toby ends up helping you guys, and you get it full of water, and you're back around in the front of the Acorn Inn as he's helping to affix some leather straps to it that fit over his torso, and maybe there's like even a strap that like goes around the middle. And he's really enjoying it. He's like, this is as close to being part of an adventure that he's been yet. So he's pretty excited about that. And
After
but
he
as
finishes and leave. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, so as you guys are working on that, from the hallway where you would travel to go upstairs to where the actual rooms are, you hear a bit of a commotion, and a Dobber wearing armor. It's not heavy armor, but it's slightly better than like leather, so it was studded leather or whatever. And it has the king's crest on it, the blue star on the shoulder. Comes pushing Adriel out, and he just pushes him out, and he's got him like tied up with his hands behind his back, and he's just ushering him, and he pushes him right out the front door, and Adriel's like, please go check my farm, please, and he gets pushed out the door before he can say anything else.
Wait, what's going?
Tina runs out of the front doors. Hold up, what's going on?
This
Why are you
Dobbers,
taking him?
this Dobbers wanted for questioning in regards to the poisoning of many of the patrons here at Acorn Inn.
What?
I trust you to stay out of official business.
Oh, we gotta clear his name, guys. That's right, his mead. His mead was poisoned.
Oh
It's
no,
tainted.
his honey.
Is this,
Yeah.
And Adriel over his shoulder, just follow the road east. Follow the road east, and when you get past the apple orchard, there should be a small path that goes north to my farm. You shouldn't be able to. It should be easy to find. And
What is a Dobbers legal right when placed under arrest?
Has he been deranged?
he's not
Dobbers,
under
Miranda?
arrest. He's
You
just
need
wanted
to
for
show us the
questioning, and it is
warrants.
none of your business.
He's being tied up, so
He
to me
resisted.
that seems like he's under arrest.
He resisted and didn't need to.
I mean, you're what? Okay. I'm confused.
Who are
But-
you?
I'm
I
tough.
am.
No, not you. The guy with the star thingy.
I am Sagard. I am the captain of the guard here at Oakden, and even though I am only one of 2 guard that are here in Oakden, I have been a proud member of the Blue Guard for many years. I was once captain of the West Watch. He's
Are
very
you
proud
one
of
those
this.
that rides animals too?
An animal would be lucky to have me ride him.
Ugh.
Stupid
Oh.
raccoon.
Whoa!
And he pushes the guy off and
Hey,
around the
stop
corner.
that!
They go. They're
Well,
gone.
that guy seemed a little entitled, huh?
Yeah, that guy was kind of a what I call. Tuck won't say it.
Beatrice sidles up to you guys as you're watching him, parade around. Oh, Saggard, he's not the most hospitable guy. But we're glad to have him when we need that kind of help, I suppose.
Are you?
No, not really.
He probably has some tragic backstory, and that's why he's like this.
I mean, ultimately, guards come through as they pass from Dobberton to the West Watch, and it's good he's here, so that he can help coordinate and he, talks the language of the guard and all that. So, but he really thinks he's got more authority in the town than he does.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's not like I can really do anything about it without causing a big kerfuffle. So
Some people want to act like angry toads.
Yeah.
Some
Or
people just
or
get
raccoons.
promoted just like one level up and think they can just abuse their power. It'll bite him in the butt later.
well, he actually got demoted. That's why he's here.
Oh,
That's kind of what I gathered.
that's even worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So-
look, guys, let's get to this beekeeper's house so we can get him squared away and he can get back to his family.
Or, and hear me out, jailbreak.
Oh, God.
Let's go with that's Plan B, right? It wouldn't be the first jailbreak I've been on. I don't want to go into it.
We just skip the
I-
main quest and do our own thing.
I
If
mean,
the rest of you would like to act like ruffians, you can, but I have a name to uphold as an entertainer and a writer.
but you think about all the great material you'd have if you were part of a jailbreak.
Oh my God. I have a -1 to stealth. I don't think this is a good idea.
No, it's definitely not a good idea. But let's go, guys. Let's get let's just check. Why am I the one leading us to the beehives faster than the rest of you? We should go.
Well, Adriel said we were gonna leave him. Oh no, he just left. That was.
Yeah.
Oh,
If I can't find that shed, I'm not going near it. But I think we can find that shed with the equipment.
All right.
Or we could break him out and then he could lead us to the shed.
So Tuck starts walking to the
pages.
east,
Is,
The west.
is,
west.
is,
I
Is
didn't
there-
I found that guy to be very rude, and I think he would get in a lot of trouble if that guy was broken out under his watch.
I'll tell you
is
what.
there law books, like, and stuff like that? Like, are some of those books that pages would have
I don't personally have any law books.
no law books?
So I'm gonna squat down to Pages, and I got Pages. I'll make you a deal. Let's go fix what's going on to his farm, then jailbreak him. What do
Okay.
you think? Okay.
Good raccoon. Good.
And I tussle his head.
Hey,
Yeah.
Like
The effects have wore off of the ale from last night, so he's back
But
to
I,
being bristly.
As I walk away, I just don't even look over to him, back over my shoulder. I go, "You liked it, admit it." As I walk away.
And now he's sticky because he's dried a little bit.
Top
I
of
did
his
the
head.
little raccoon bath thing.
Yeah.
I got drunker. I got more drunk.
Before the bath, I throw Pages at X to see if he would stick to his trunk.
Uh,
I mean, raccoon toss.
we could do an athletics roll, I suppose, or we could just keep going. Um,
Pages has to save.
I imagine, like, the X would just catch him.
Yeah,
Like,
actually.
not thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you guys head out and are walking along the road. It's a pretty nice day. The birds are chirping and all that kind of stuff. Though it does seem a little less active than typical. There's a kind of feeling of oppression just all over the forest now, or at least this region. You
Wow,
get
it's
to
so relaxing out here.
You know, it is, but Tuck's kind of in a funk because as we walk, he's realizing every time we stop for the night, we'll no longer to be able to have campfires. Because how are we going to make that in front of X?
Oh god.
And so he's just kind of like mumbling to himself.
Vatra's lost in thought. It's like they like can hear him, like he's busy kind of like writing in like his journal, and he's like, the group traveled.
I mean,
Trying to
your
find the
arrows
light
are
to
also
protect
made
the
out
light.
of wood.
And I would change that page as if I could. This is what I'm dealing with. I mean, my arrow's made out of wood. My armor's leather. I mean, what if my armor was made of raccoon?
I don't understand the reason for your confusion. In this book, it says that wood is used for quite a bit of material, and I think that it's good that if people are utilizing these to protect themselves, what's wrong with that?
But they tried to kill you for it.
Well, but they did. They
Okay,
got the other trees, but those trees aren't alive.
So what you're saying is it's okay if they can defend themselves, we just move on and go to another one. If they can't, it's okay.
I was reading about how Dobbers eat animals. Isn't it not very similar?
No, it is until they talk. I mean, I have a policy against wearing armor or making a stool out of anything that talks.
Dobbers, ain't y'all vegetarians?
mostly. The goblins might not be. Raccoons probably aren't.
Okay, so he would have said goblins then, not Dobbers.
No.
Yeah.
This Dobber Tuck is like just looking around like, I've eaten a squirrel. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, and that's fine.
I eat tree roots and rock soup.
Rocks.
Well. Well,
Boots.
So I didn't mean to-
you know
I
how
didn't
to
mean for us-
use it.
I didn't mean for us to get into a big philosophical question, but this is like just Tuck's trying to work this all out.
Well,
Yeah, and X is reading and understanding. So basically, he's trying to correlate that whole like, well, animals
Yeah.
are used for things as well, but they're not awakened. So he's like, if they aren't talking, then it's okay, right?
Well,
Yeah.
and usually when you make a campfire, you're supposed to use like dead trees basically so it can burn better. So technically we're cleaning up the forest by burning all the tree corpses.
No, that's true, and
Tree
I imagine
corpses.
we're just the three of us are just walking three abreast, having this philosophical conversation, and they go, but it would be like us gathering up all the dead raccoons and making a fire of it. It just,
And don't worry, X. The book that you're currently holding, that one's actually made out of goat vellum.
oh,
I got that one. I made that one myself
okay.
out of a goat that kicked me.
Vellum. That's better than ghost vellum, right?
Ghost vellum would be very difficult to make.
And hold.
Ghost where?
And this
Poor
whole
Vatra.
time, you guys are hearing Vatra kind of muse to herself while you're trying to have a philosophical discussion. She's writing some sort of an epic and sorting through some of the rhymes and
Yeah.
words behind you. It actually makes
Tuck's
kind of a
mind
neat
is in a
scene.
muck.
Huh?
Sounds like Tuck's mind is in a bit of a muck.
Yeah.
Rather than luck.
the mind of dear Tuck, it ran all amuck, and now it's going away.
Perfect. That's a new song.
There you go. So here we go. You guys get to the orchard. As you pass through it, if you care to look, you see that it's not doing great either, though definitely better than the pumpkin field was. You can find some apples that are good and some trees that appear to be untouched. The rot that must be present here isn't as pronounced, though. You can't like identify a crack in the ground or anything that specific. Is there anything
So
else?
no smoke.
No smoke here, right?
I see
Any other specifics you want to tell me or do, or keep walking?
I'd like to draw my bow as we get close, and have an arrow at the ready, but and then start percepting out for a shed.
Okay. Yeah. So give me a perception roll.
All right.
We'll just bank it. It'll be on file for
A
For a little while.
12.
Sounds good. You get past what appears to be the edge of the official orchard, and as Adriel described, you do find a little trail that leads off to the north. You might have missed it, but there is evidence of some tracks of like a cart that's been pulled through here. It's just barely wide enough. You can see a place where the cart, it goes through, some soft dirt, and you can see the tracks clearly, but then it'll kind of like go up on the side of a route, and you go like, did we lose it? And then it kind of get past some of the grass and area, and you find the tracks again. So you start heading that way. As you're going, does anybody else want to have a perception roll or something like that kind of on file for?
Yeah, Vatra will be looking around if it's nighttime and dark, kind of just using his.
It's late
eyes to
afternoon.
look out. Oh, late afternoon. Okay, he'll
Yeah,
still be looking.
because you
at
took a
it.
long
Right.
rest and you've been walking for a while. You had some time making your basket for X.
And
Yeah.
X would like to kind of like go if there's like bushes or trees or anything like that.
Yeah.
He would like to kind of get. I imagine with and correct me if I'm wrong. The woodkin trees have the speak with beasts and leaf kind of vibe, which says they can communicate with beasts and plants. However, so they can understand the meaning of words, though they don't have special abilities to return them. So I'm assuming that means I can talk to plants, but plants can't talk to me.
Right.
But can they give me like, say for example, like an insight type of vibe?
Yeah. So, they can basically respond with emotions.
Yeah, like emotions. There you go. So
Yeah.
it's not words, but like I can get a vibe if so basically that's what I want to do. It says in here that it's based on a charisma check.
Okay.
Although I was thinking more along the lines of wisdom, personally, like literally like an insight check.
Yeah.
For me, they're both +0, so I don't really care.
Yeah.
I was just throwing out.
I'll think about it. I might have chose charisma because I just wanted to use that stat.
Right.
Because it's underused like everywhere. So.
For sure.
Yeah.
So and then I would roll at advantage, right? Basically, because unless you don't want to roll, like literally, he's just trying to kind of like see what the plant life is kind of vibing with. What's the aroma they're giving off? What's the
Sure.
the area
Okay.
like?
Okay, so yeah, as you're going north on this little trail that goes around the outside of the orchard, you do get a sense that there is a little bit of dread vibing off the plants. Kind of this feeling of the unknown. That way you get the idea that you're scared when you're watching a scary movie because you don't know what's going to jump out around the corner. Even though it's going to, you don't know when. So it's like that sort of sense. Like they can tell something's wrong, and they're worried about it, but they don't know what that is, what the result's going to be, or when it's going to happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then he would just kind of relay that to the party.
Okay.
Hey, X, you talking to plants?
They don't have words. I feel deep within.
Okay. Yeah, I think emotion speaks a lot more than words.
Emotions, yes.
Emotions. Plants have emotions, you guys.
Do they have
Shouldn't be
them?
surprised anymore.
Wait, then we probably shouldn't step on them. Then we gotta watch where we step, kids.
Oh
You
God.
just fucked up, Tuck.
Oh no. I mean, we knew that from the little leafy things, but okay, if they talk, I don't step on them. Here's what we do. And Tuck just starts tiptoeing and say, hello? Hello?
Oh no.
Hello? Hello?
All right. Did
Hello?
you say you were going to give me a perception roll also, Vatra?
Oh, yes. 14.
Nice. Okay. I don't know if you guys heard that, but somebody dropped something upstairs. Sorry about that.
So,
On the edge of the path, Vatra, you find a claw mark in the dirt. It appears to you that it is going parallel to the path, and maybe what you believe is probably ratkin just got a little too close as they were trying to stay, kind of off the main path.
he kind of like kneels down and like stares at it and like kind of like points at it with his dagger because he doesn't really want to touch the dirt per se. It's like, we're gonna have to be careful. Looks like we have some familiar friends coming this way, or not actually friends. I'm mistaken. Kind that were like those rat fellows we met prior.
Right.
Oh.
Don't say friends around X.
Tina walks up behind Vatra and looks over his shoulder, and she stares at the track claw mark, and I want to roll perception to see how old this track is.
So that would be
I do that.
survival.
Survival, yeah, okay.
Yeah, because that's like your skill with the stuff. Perception would be the ability to see it or find it.
Okay. Survival.
I imagine when Vatra said that
15.
too, like X is like friends. Oh,
Not friends.
Oh no, you misheard me, X. I've
Yeah.
been around.
I will
Tina
also
before.
examine the track.
Okay, what are you looking for? I'll answer you in a second, Tina.
Okay.
I'm looking for the number of ratkin.
Okay,
Oh.
That
so give me an investigation roll.
dang it.
You're all doing different things. It's
Okay.
kind of cool.
Hey, can I help? I would like to help Pages.
All right, you can give him advantage.
We're just all like gathered around, just like staring, like, what is it?
It's
What is it?
Because honestly, what Pages said is something I was thinking about too, so it makes the perfect sense.
Okay. There you go. That's a pretty good roll, I think.
21 on my investigation.
Nice.
Dang.
So at first, you don't see any additional tracks, but as you and Pages, or you and Tuck, Pages and Tuck, are exploring the area, you find that if you go just a little bit further off the trail, that you find evidence of more of a defined trail where they've been going through here. There's little broken off twigs and all the evidence of a group of them. Your guess is that there's at least 3, and the age of the tracks, Tina, is about a half an hour.
Oh,
Ooh.
guys, do you want me to stealth up ahead, see if I can take a peek and see what we're dealing with? I can get pretty quiet in the woods here.
Yeah, sure. What are Ratkin doing over here?
That's what I'd like to find out as well. So, I'm gonna roll a stealth check.
Okay.
If that's cool.
Yes, it is.
Maybe you could take.
Oh my god. What's that?
I was gonna suggest you take the tree with you, because it's just a tree.
I mean,
Ooh. Use X as camouflage.
okay. Would I get advantage with that?
Well,
Perhaps.
I don't remember how it's worded, but you've got like immutable form, right? You just look like a tree if you're standing still.
yeah. So I was just reading that. If you're motionless, you get advantage. Or sorry, you're indistinguishable. However, I do get advantage. So I get advantage on stealth rolls in the forest, and then if I don't move, then I'm a fucking tree.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I look at X and I go, maybe you should. I'm gonna go with them, and kind of like lag behind a little because I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm worried about like X's, what he might tell us might not be, exactly what we need to know.
Yeah. Whether it's nerves or your encounter with Splug or whatever else might be going on, but your stealth is a little off. I mean, you didn't fail.
Yeah. No. I got a 10, but that's with a +7, so yeah,
Yeah.
not so great.
All right. So like as you're like asking X to go, he just kind of like bends over and he goes, "Would you like to?" He kind of points up to like hit the top, because I imagine his canopy is very like flush with
Ooh.
vibrant red and orange leaves.
Yes, I would love that. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Don't know what came over me. Yes, that would be excellent.
So he kind of like leans down so you can climb up on.
And I look at Tina. I go, first one, first
Ah,
rider.
ah.
All right.
Ah.
I'll roll,
Onward X.
I'll roll stealth as well.
Yeah.
Tug just flexed.
Nice.
All of you
All right.
argue about the silliest things.
So you guys standing there on this really poorly maintained trail and discovering things about the path where the rats are going and everything like that, and you see Tuck climb up into X, and then X like steps into the forest like off the trail, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, like he's just practically gone. He just blends into the forest. If it wasn't for the fact that you could kind of lock your eyes on the color of his leaves, he would be completely invisible to you. The two of you head north for a little while, and it isn't too long before you smell that taint that's on the air from the smoke that you smelled back in the pumpkin patch. You can tell that it's further north. Do you keep going?
So it's definitely
Got
smoke.
their Seed.
Yeah. I mean, it's super
is
faint. You just now got a whiff of it, so.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I imagine like X kind of stops when he hits that, and he goes and like shudders a little bit.
Cool.
Are we close enough where we can, to our compatriots, where we can motion them to come up a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they catch
So
up with you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we'll do that kind of leapfrog thing,
Okay.
back and forth a little bit.
So you head a little further north then after that?
Yep.
Okay.
I think so, right, X?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You keep moving. As you keep moving, you find the mixed in the sort of taint of smell. You do get a hint of a kind of a sappy smell, or not pollen. What's the word I'm looking for? Nectar, kind of smell.
Okay.
And it doesn't take too much of thinking about it to realize it's probably related to the honey farm. You continue to go forward and pass around a particularly large clump of trees, and off way in the distance you can just barely see the edge of a red barn kind of tucked behind trees and leaves and stuff like that. It's probably a couple 100 yards away.
Can I scan the area for rats?
You don't see any, but with your investigation and all the other rolls before, you can tell you're still on the trail.
Okay.
We continue.
I think so.
Should we wave them?
Yeah. I'll wave them forward.
Okay. All right.
I just don't want to get too far away, split up,
Yeah.
I figure like every 40 feet we'd do this.
Yep.
Can I just walk behind X, like maybe like my back up against his back while they're walking, and I just like go along, just waiting?
You'll have to roll stealth too.
Yeah. You got the heavy armor.
No, I'm okay. I'm good. I'll wait. No.
On second thought. All right.
Yeah, Vatra will probably just like grab your arm and it's like, I hate to tell you this, Tina, but your attire is not as light as the rest of us.
Are you saying I'm too loud?
She says that, and birds fly out of the trees around.
I mean, to be fair, Sir Vatra, you do have a drum with you.
It's wrapped up.
But
And
I'm not
sees
playing
like wrapped
it.
up in his bag. It's like,
Thanks, Seth, for trying.
You know, I
All
just
right.
feel like that's yep, yeah.
You move on another 40 or 50 feet, and you can see that there's actually a bit, though not much, of a clearing in front of this little shed. The grass is pretty green, and you, for the moment, though, are concealed. Past the shed, you can see a really large, like, clump of vegetation, and just barely you can see little dark spots moving in the air, and your guess is those are kind of bees coming in and out of this clump of vegetation.
How big do they look?
They look like they're too far away to tell.
Okay.
But definitely
How
bigger
tall
than
is the
like
grass.
regular bees. It's not mowed, it's just, wild grass.
And
But
no
you're not to
rats
it yet.
that we
You're
see?
still in the forest.
Okay. Could we maybe I'll wave them forward and X, and I'll say X, maybe we get up to the tree line where you still be, considered in the forest but not out in the open yet. Or is that exactly where we are right
That's
now?
exactly what you can do, yes.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I wasn't saying you were there yet, but yeah, that's a
Okay.
perfect description of what you can do. So, okay.
Oh, and just to clarify, we're in the forest, and there's a small clearing. Then there's the shed. Then past the shed is the vegetation where the bees are.
Right. And once you get to the edge of the forest, you'll have a clear view because you're not looking through a series of other trees and stuff to see this. So, okay. And that's what happens. You get to the edge of the forest, and you're still super uber stealthy. And what you see is a nice little clearing. Like I said, it's in pretty good shape, though the further away from you that you look, you can see that the grass and vegetation are turning dark and rot looking. The little shed isn't very large, but it's some sort of a little tool shed. And then on the other side of that, you can see a small fence and a little pond of what you guess must be honey. And then beyond that, you see some movement. Not just bees, but a few ratkin.
Oh boy.
boy.
They're kind of going into the vegetation too, moving around a little bit out of sight, but they're on the other side of the shed.
How far would you say it is to the ratkin?
Another 150 feet.
Okay, so I'll wave everybody forward then.
Okay.
Thinking that that's far enough away to not really, you'd have to be screaming to get noticed by that distance.
Yeah.
Are the bees reacting to the ratkin in any way?
You can't tell from here.
It's-
It's a great question.
What if we red light, green light this? So once X comes out of the forest and we keep moving up, and then someone's like, "What was that?" and turn around, and then X stops moving, acts like a tree, like he's always been there in this grass.
I mean,
It's like the cartoon one with
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
yeah. Can you have to have those little toe noises when you run forward?
Mhm.
Or I can always do as I did before, but instead of making the sound of a queen bee, a sound of maybe some other ratican or something, a sound of the distance or something.
Yeah, I don't know how to play it. I mean, our goal here is to rid this place of the rot. And I
Yeah.
feel like no matter what, we're going to have to face those ratkin. But also, in tuck shutters, we're probably going to attract some bees.
Yeah.
and I don't want to fight the bees and the wreck-in at the same time.
Yeah.
I just
And
want to
from the edge of the
investigate.
forest here, you can see that the shed is a lot closer than they are. So even though there's a little bit of clearing in between the forest and the shed is right there now. It's like 50 feet away, and they're 150 feet away.
All right. So yeah, let's check out that shed.
Yeah. Yep. And X, when we get to the shed, just pretend you're a tree that's always been next to the shed.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
pretend I'm a tree and I pose.
You look just like
yeah, 'cause
one.
that's how it works.
So just stop.
Okay.
Basically.
So the two of you, though, are the ones that are going to the shed, right? Not everybody? Or...
It's up to you guys.
I would like to go with.
Yeah, Batra's
Very
gonna go
interested.
quietly.
Let's stick together, yeah.
Okay.
I guess
yeah.
we'll go to this shed.
All right, you get up to the shed. You're moving pretty quietly, and you feel fairly confident that you weren't noticed. The little red painted shed, clearly kind of homemade. It doesn't look very well put together, but it does its job. There's a broken down cart next to it with some vines and grass growing up into it as if it's been there for a long, long time. And inside, the door's not locked, it's barely hanging on, but inside you can find, like I said, a number of tools. It's just like Adriel described. There's 2 beekeeper's suits. There is a smoker. There's a couple bags of charcoal with a little bit of flint and steel, and you surmise you put a piece of that coal into the bottom of the smoker and light it, and it just smokes there, and then you can puff it out through the little thing. There's also some other tools if you need like a hoe or a shovel or some clippers. There's like a weird tongue plier thing.
So the smoker, is it the smoker for like the bees to make them relax, or is it like smoker for like meat?
Oh yeah, no, it's for the bees. It's typically used. It makes them more docile when a beekeeper is getting the honey.
I think it confuses them or something. I can't remember.
I want to take that.
Yeah, we'll need that. I think
Okay.
let's get that going. Is there 2 of them, you said?
No, there's 2 beekeeper suits and 1 smoker.
Tuck doesn't even ask the group. He just starts putting one on.
Yeah,
Does it look like I'd be able to use my bow in a beekeeper suit?
yeah,
Okay, good. Thank God.
yeah. So it is going to give you +2 to your AC versus stings.
Awesome.
So if somebody comes at you with a sword, it doesn't help any.
No, that's fine. I'd get that.
I'm not going to
Just
tell you what
remind me of
the
that, by the
smoker
way.
does until you're using it and it's applicable.
Do we
You also
have
see
anything-
there's a strange space on the wall. It's like 2 little hooks. This building's like super old, and there's even like a little bit of like a sun stain on the wall where something had been hanging there, and it looks like. But your best guess is it might have been a harp.
harp.
Oh. I pointed out to Vatra. Say, anything in your mind about being able to calm bees with music?
Would he probably like know of that maybe if he would have learned through his music with calming people?
Yeah, give me
as far
a
as entertainment?
history roll.
Okay.
I wish I was dexterous enough.
Oh,
to
nat
the harp.
20.
Another nat
Yay.
20.
Yes.
What was your did Pages really the other nat 20 on getting drunk?
My charisma.
Yeah. For sure, yeah. Not only do you know that music is often used to calm animals of various different times, but you overheard Beatrice and Adriel talking when you were additionally just coming in to see if you could work the Acorn Inn, do some little performance and stuff, and it just somehow happened to overhear this conversation where they specifically have a song that they their family developed. That it was his great grandpa, and it's been handed down from generation to generation. And this song they used to in a ritual to pass the authority of the queen bee on to the beekeeper.
Ah, yes. I remember them, there was Adriel talking briefly, when I haven't officially known them yet, about bees, that this would be very useful.
I believe he actually mentioned this to us before the whole minor incident that occurred to him.
Yes.
I couldn't remember if it was
More in
discussed or
detail.
not.
I don't remember at all.
I think it sounds familiar now.
Yes. But not as much detail as when we were all together, but when I was by myself. But I could probably even repeat the notes on my drum as well.
I had it as a magical flute because I'm not bright. That was my notes.
Do we need
Maybe I
to
changed
find
it.
the sheet music? Or Vatra, do you already know this song?
She doesn't know
If you
the
need
song.
something more melodic, you're welcome to use my bagpipes.
He's gonna look at
Nope,
Vatra's
nope.
gonna look around and see if it looks like there might have been some sheets left over.
I have a
Also,
picture of a raccoon on top of the bagpipes, like jumping up and down to get the air to move. He's
Yeah, it's like
They're raccoon-sized bagpipes.
oh, sure they are. Okay.
Tuck will try to put on the second beekeeper suit if Pages breaks the bagpipes out, just because
They're
they're going
strapped
to
to my
anger the
back.
bees.
I always have them.
You don't
I'm
find
gonna offer them up to Vatra.
as you're looking, Vatra, though, you don't find the sheet music. You do find a little notepad that has a record of how much honey they've collected, and it goes back years. It's like their accounting system, basically.
Tuck's going to peek out the door and see what our rack folk are doing.
You don't see him at the moment.
Oh boy.
well,
The sheet music probably would be with the harp. If maybe the harp is maybe the harp is being used at the moment.
Are
Yeah.
these,
That's why it's not here.
that is not
Rat.
good.
are the rat people smart like you, Tuck?
They talk.
They are almost exactly as smart as Tuck. I think that is exactly the way I would put it, X.
Or they're almost as smart as you, Pages. But I digress.
Would
Right,
they
right.
know to use the harp but not use the other stuff here?
I think they would. No, they would know that that is a valuable piece of something that they would probably grab. They might not know how to use it, but they would take it.
Ugh,
but
I
not-
fathom to think.
Not
Uh,
If
They'd
the
grab it
bees
for
aren't
They
attacking
wouldn't
the
grab it for
ratkin,
use.
Right.
if the
If it's
bees
being used, it's being used by someone other. But there are smart rats. There are magical using rats. There are rats of various types.
So if we see that the bees aren't attacking the ratkin, we can probably safely assume that they have figured out a way how to play the harp and
Well, we don't know what these what enchantment is on these buried things. It could be something to do with the decay.
So, guys, I would suggest, since I can't see any ratkin right now, we fire up that smoker.
Okay.
And someone put on the second beekeeper suit, so we can be protected from bees while we do this.
Okay.
Are the rat people not friends, right?
Not
they are
friends,
not
absolutely
friends. They're a
No.
very mean race.
That is not necessarily true.
These-
Some rats are good people.
not. Okay, Pages, real quick, just so we don't get them confused. The ones that we're gonna see today are not friends.
Probably not friends.
Okay. Who's going to put on the
Prob-
second beekeeper suit? It would fit Vatra or Tina, not Pages and not X.
I think Tina should. She'll be up in the front lines, right?
Yeah,
Is
just up in the
Vatra more
front
squishy?
lines. Yeah, I'm more squishy.
Oh, that's
yeah, I was
true.
thinking Bastra. My armor class is 17 right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Piece of
Yeah,
pizza.
it's like Baffer like slowly puts it on. It's just like if that's the case that they have these. He's just kind of like hopping up, trying to like get it with his
Yeah.
shoes awkwardly. Just like
Yeah.
maybe I can.
Tuck's trying to get a buckle in the back that's not like undone. Just like, need to do this part right. Oh,
Imagine like we're both getting like tangled as we're
Right,
putting these
right,
on.
right.
It's just like
and I'm already in my suit, and it's
Yeah.
just like I have no manual dexterity. Anyways.
So
Awesome.
Batra, should we at least just attempt some music? You could play your drum, and I could play my bagpipes, and we could just see if the bees react to that.
Oh, they will. They'll react.
yes, but he just not to be rude. How many years have you learned to play the bagpipes versus how many years I've learned to play the bongo drum?
Good point.
I studied for about a year.
What? No, you've been alive for 3 days. I thought, or 7.
Hold
No,
up.
he's been alive longer than that. X
Oh, I
has
thought he
not
said
been
7 days
alive
ago.
very long.
My boy, you're better at shooting acid from your hands. Leave the bongo drum to me, and I can probably do another distraction, making a queen bee sound. Problem solved.
All right, are you
I
guys
want
going to
the
head
harp
toward?
one.
You
Find
might
it.
you might appreciate some accompaniment.
I'll tell you what, Pages. When we do the jailbreak, we'll do bagpipes.
Great idea.
We're gonna need a distraction. So, okay, let's do this, guys.
All right, so you guys going to head out of the little shed and go towards the clump of foliage where you presume the hive is.
Mhm.
Okay. Changing maps. As you go to this new map, it's probably all
Still
dark
excited.
at first, but you're going to need to scroll all the way down to the bottom corner where hopefully your characters are, because that's where they should be.
Aha.
What
Yep.
was the bee suit again? It was like a +2.
+2 to AC versus sting attacks.
Got it.
Don't
So
see-
Batra, all we have to do is say that stung. And it
Yeah.
flies.
So you guys can see and everything's working correctly, I'm assuming.
I have a
Yes.
I have
I
a
don't
black
think
screen.
Tuck's on the map.
Oh, I
You
see
don't.
my character.
Oh,
I'm in the
There you
lower
go.
right hand
Yeah.
corner on a black map.
Woo!
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
my character, but I don't see anything else.
Mhm.
I see everything.
You see
Including the blackness. I meant. So I see everyone.
Oh, well that's
Yeah, I don't see
dumb.
everyone. I'm just hanging out. Oh, now I see you
Hey,
guys.
there we go.
Ah, there we go.
Hello, friends.
Sorry about that. So I did not have daylight mode on. So as you come out of the shed and start heading north, you can see there's a little bit of fencing, like I described. There's dense vines and leaves and wood that kind of lead to this path, and coming out of the path area, the obvious direction you would go to go into the hive, you see 3 ratkin. There are one in the middle, however, is being carried by the 2 on either side. And when they
boy.
see you come out and you see them, they kind of freeze in place for a second and drop the guy in the middle. And he's like, "Hey, what are you doing, man? That hurts."
I will call out to them. Greetings, friends.
Oh no! Don't say that word.
The confusing word.
We mean you no harm if you mean us no harm.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Should we go closer?
And I'm
Tell you
gonna-
what, I
I'm gonna
mean you
move.
no harm if you turn around and leave.
We can't do that.
Yeah, it's not an option. We gotta go
Ah.
forward.
Then it looks like I definitely mean you harm. And roll initiative. They
That's a
rush forward.
shame, because
Okay.
probably have to light you on fire then.
Do we want to put? Yeah, there we go. Tuck
Oh, I got a
ran to
nat
the
1 on
left.
initiative. That's sad.
I
So
got
far, no
that.
one has higher than a 10 on their initiative.
Dang.
Gross.
Is it okay that Tuck ran to the left while the dialogue was happening?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
X has a 19.
What? Well, I don't know how to.
I have a 10.
How do I? I accidentally drew on the map. I don't know how to get rid of it.
You have to go back to the arrow.
Arrow.
I didn't
Select
roll
move.
initiative.
All that honey.
You select yourself and click initiative.
Click on it and then
Makes me
hit
want to eat
delete.
some honey now.
Hit delete.
That's a lot of honey.
There we go.
It is. Oh, another
But
nat
it
one. They
knew.
just
Oh.
Dang it, man. Okay.
Hey, both our initiatives are the same. That's
So, yeah. So Tuck, you are not Tuck. X, you are first. They are out of range, obviously, for melee combat.
They're
Is there
very
anything?
out of range.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Hello.
They're not in space.
So just to clarify, they did say that they were very obviously saying that they were coming to harm us.
Oh yeah. Well, in that case, I guess we're gonna have to mean you some harm, because he said we
Yeah.
don't mean you any harm or something like that.
Yeah. So I imagine like when Pages was like, "Oh, hey friends, we're here." Like X is like, "Well, I thought they weren't friends."
So
And then like they're like, they mean us harm. It's like,
Oh shit.
but friends don't harm friends. And so like he was kind of walking up with who's this right here?
that's
Tina, right?
Tina. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's kind of walking up with Tina, and then he sees them. I'm assuming they're pulling weapons.
Yep.
Yeah,
The two
So
that were carrying guys pull out axes.
yeah, so basically he is going to.
Oh, and I've got the wrong music going.
Use a action to dash, so he'll go 40 feet in their direction, and he will bonus action begin to rage as you just see him you see all his leaves stand up on ends, and like his eyes just start to glow this red glow, and he's basically yelling friends don't hurt friends.
Nice. There you go. All right, so you rush forward and go into a rage. Tuck.
Okay, one more.
So does one of these look hurt?
Yeah, this one that I'm trying to ping. Did my mouse just die again? No, it didn't. Oh, I have the wrong tool selected. I apologize. The one in the middle, I just pinged,
Okay.
is hurt. He seems to be just laying there on the ground after the two dropped him.
Okay. Tuck's gonna bonus action hide.
Okay.
So I will. I'll roll stealth check.
Yep.
He gets a 16.
Perfect.
So I think I am hidden, but who knows? Would you say I have line of sight to shoot the hurt one?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Tuck's gonna take a shot at him with advantage since I'm hidden. Hopefully. I mean, that's the plan at least.
That is the plan.
Okay.
Roll that beautiful attack die.
Got a whole bunch.
Oh, nice. That'll hit.
Okay, 15 and a 20,
Yep.
but not a nat 20.
Right.
Not a nat. And then
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty,
That hits,
dirty.
correct?
Yeah.
All
you hear
right,
me?
we're taking
That
a
hits.
fast Tuck roll. It's gonna be a total damage of 10 against the hurt one.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay. So yeah, you duck over to the side as everyone's sort of distracted. There's a moment where basically everybody kind of hesitates trying to assess the situation, and then you take that as an opportunity. You hide, you fire an arrow, it whizzes past this guy that's the most forward and strikes true to the one that's laying on the ground, apparently already hurt from what you do not know yet, and it dies. That is-
It would have been disadvantaged if I forgot he was laying on the ground, but I think a 15 would have hit anyways.
If
correct?
15 still hits, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
And an
That is my
advantage with a
turn.
disadvantage just negates itself, so it's not like.
Right. Yep.
And so the one right next to him, looks and like, where'd that come from? And it's Tina's turn. You can still not get into melee, but
Sweet. I've got an idea. So I'm gonna use my movement to get next to X. That's 20 feet, and I. Oh, click. No, that one. I wanna throw a hand axe over to this mushroom right here. If that's possible.
Yes.
Wait,
yes.
what? Oh no, there's a mushroom, guys.
Do you? If I throw a hand axe and like activate him, would he? I want him to attack the ratkin, pretty much too, and then we can deal with them later.
Smart move.
I'm gonna do that anyway.
I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna throw a hand axe.
All right, throw it. Roll to hit.
Click.
That'll hit.
19.
Yeah, roll that
Nice.
damage.
5.
Nice. So you throw the hand axe, and it strikes into the head of this mushroom that's sort of a morel shape, definitely larger than any morel you've ever seen. And as the axe sinks into the squishy, fleshy flesh, it turns, and you see the beady eyes open up from underneath the mushroom cap.
I point at the ratkin. It was him.
It says, "Oh, my dear lady, I doubt that was the case." No, it doesn't say that.
It's very polite and well mannered.
I'm so sorry.
These two ratkin rush forward, one straight at X and the other one straight at Tina. Both of them reckless attack.
Oh no.
Let's go.
Oh dear.
Wait, reckless is good for us.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God, 23 twice, so we'll take the 23. So on X, we have 11 piercing. Is an axe piercing, or is it slashing? I don't
Should
know.
be slashing.
Should be slashing. My mistake. The other one's going to have the same mistake. And we'll take the 20. I don't know why I rolled it twice the first time, because I'm adult. And 8 damage to you, Tina. You foolish Dobbers and tree. What are you doing here, you tree? You don't want anything to do with this. You need to leave if you know what's good for you. And it's Vatra's turn.
While Vatra's doing that, Tuck's just yelling, "Not friends, not friends."
Oh, I thought I was last.
Oh, I said Vatra, and it could be Pages. Yeah,
Oh.
I'm still saying Vatra, so yeah. Well, just go with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Vatra is going to. It's very far away, so he's going to move up. And let's see. Sees both of them are having an issue. And seeing that they both get hit, he's going to go for the one that is near Tina and go ahead and cast Destinate Whispers on him.
Nice.
Just pop that there. So a Wisdom saving throw, DC 12.
You know, rats are notoriously wise.
Wisdom.
Wisdomed.
They're notoriously wizards. What?
All
Not
right.
untrue.
That would be a fail.
All right, so then let's see, out of the 3d6, he takes 9 psych damage.
Nice.
What's wrong, Ratty?
All right. So he, after striking Tina, he's suddenly like, what's going on? And he like grabs his head and he has to run away.
Yep.
Giving you an opportunity attack on him, Tina.
Yeah, Vatra's just kind of just
Heck
like,
yeah.
ah, just like, ah.
Opportunity attack.
With
Would I get one
advantage.
as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you would.
And
So
you
I
both
got-
get them at advantage though,
Oh.
because
Because they were reckless.
Oh. 19.
Nice.
All right,
Ooh, and
both of
X got
you
the
roll
17.
damage.
Nice.
11.
11
Finish.
and 8. Yeah, that finishes him off. So
Yeah.
he gets
Oh shoot!
Heck yeah.
We need
he
to
gets
do
9
that
psychic
X combo.
damage, and I mean, and his eyes immediately like well up with tears, not sad tears, but just like from the pain in his head. And then he starts to turn away from Vatra as he's overwhelmed with this fear, and then axe, dead.
Yes.
Vatra,
All right.
That was excellent.
That was powerful.
Yes. It's one of my
Which
favorite spells.
takes us 2 pages.
All right. So move to here. And I'm going to cast Burning Hands.
Oh boy, it's a
Oh.
tree.
Don't worry about it.
Tuck's worry intensifies.
Don't worry about things. Why is this not? I've clicked it twice. It's not.
Oh, is
There we go.
Roll20 doing that weird like I'm here but not working
Oh.
thing?
Found it.
Probably. Oh, there
Um,
it goes.
Burning Hands. Is that a roll to
Oh.
hit or is that damage?
it is a dex save,
Okay.
but I'm also because this is an evocation spell. I can wrap my spells to avoid characters. So normally this is a 15-foot cone.
Okay. So what you're saying, you can move it around.
But I can create pockets of relative safety.
Okay.
So I'm gonna basically wrap this around the tree and have it just hit the rat.
Gotcha. Cool. So that's cool. We have a nat 20 for that dexterity save, though.
Ooh.
Oh, that's rough.
Ooh.
Dang.
Yeah, but he still, I guess, takes half damage. It should be some extra rule for it's a nat 20. Come on, he avoids the whole
I
thing.
mean, some DMs say nat 20s are are 100% saves.
Is a full save.
That's
I would like to do that.
Whatever you
Not to be a jerk, but I think it's
No, you're
impressive. So yeah,
I think
so he's just
that's
like
reasonable.
That means if we get a nat 20,
Yeah.
we're gonna be impressive.
no,
Yes.
no,
Going
no.
toe-to-toe
Oh, hi.
enemy
Yeah,
right
totally.
now.
No?
So this little raccoon walks up behind a tree and just starts blasting fire. So anyway, we started blasting, and it goes around the tree, and somehow the rat kid is like, "What the heck, man?" And he steps to the side and just blasts by him.
He's
Which-
like, did that tree just shoot magic at me?
It's like, what?
Like the forest is angry. There's a raccoon in a tree,
It's taking back its land.
and now it's X's turn, or is it? Yeah, it's X's turn.
It's X's. Yeah.
Alright.
Well, I saw you measuring,
So-
Tuck, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Just trying to be
So-
proactive.
The one that's next to me, I will. I'm raging, and I mean I'm reckless as well. Since he doesn't know how to fight yet, he's still always going to be reckless, which in this case doesn't matter. But
Right.
I'm gonna regular attack with a hand axe, and then bonus attack again with a hand axe.
You got it.
So the first one hits for 7 points
All right.
of damage. And remember, this is the damage, if it matters, is bludgeoning, since
Right.
he's not fine tuned.
Right. You're just like, boom.
Yeah, yeah. And technically, out of character, it's also non-lethal by default.
Right.
I don't know if that matters.
Okay. 14 also hits,
All right.
just barely.
So this one, he'll get 7 because he does. Oh wait, no wait. Hold on. What do you not get when you do the offhand? You don't get.
You don't-
Plus,
The bonuses, right?
okay.
You don't
so
get
it'll
your
be-
proficiency
it'll be-
bonus.
Yeah, so it'll be 7 then.
Okay. So yeah, so
Still pretty
you bash him with your first strike. He brings up his axe to try to block the second one, but is just a little bit too late as he gets hit with the second one, and he's looking pretty rough.
And you just hear X. He's just like, "Go to sleep."
Um,
That's it.
all right. This little mushroom rushes to about here, and that's all it can do. Tuck.
So how hurt does this rat look?
Very.
Very. Okay.
2/3.
If you attack that mushroom dude, because his spore cloud is gonna mess us up.
Oh yeah. I'll do that.
Do him first. We got this ratty.
I'll say, what's that, Tina? Kill the spore? Okay.
Yeah, kill the mushroom.
And so Tuck's gonna back actually away a little bit because I'm a big proponent of, like, I don't feel like I can hide in the same place that I just popped out of. Well, it is a new creature, so I will do that. Bonus action hide.
Okay.
I don't feel bad about that. So that is a 22 for stealth.
Thanks.
All right, you are hidden.
So, whoosh, and then I'll take an attack with advantage on the spore.
Okay, roll that hit.
We got a 12 and a 13 for my two rolls.
Yeah.
Either of those hit.
I am. Yes, we're gonna say that hits. I can't remember. I was actually trying to look it up. But yeah, that should hit. I think the 13 does just barely hit. So.
Okay. So I'll roll damage, and it's a 6 damage with sneak attack. Roll very poorly on that.
All right. So we had a 5 damage from the axe before, and now a 6, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, 13 does hit.
And
Okay.
I'm gonna step. Kind of. I'm unhidden now, so it can see me, hopefully. And then I'm gonna back up some with my
Okay.
movement, trying
That's
to
fine.
kite it, as we would say in the industry.
Kite it.
Okay.
So that is my turn.
Very good. Very good. Tina, you are next.
All right.
What are
how's the
you guys
mushroom
doing?
looking?
There's too many of you. And this tree is very, very strong.
Tina's like, shh, I'm trying to strategize right now.
I'm sorry. Am I interrupting your thought process?
Shh.
Let me remove your head, then you won't have to worry about it. Ah!
She puts her hand up. Oh, shh. All right, how's the mushroom dude looking?
About the same as the rat. Not dead, but not great.
Okay, I got an idea. I'm gonna throw my last hand axe at the mushroom.
Okay. Roll to hit.
That was we just went through a plan.
I'm gonna be impressive. Watch.
Okay.
Okay.
Just
So,
remember though, if you're doing a ranged attack in melee, you're at disadvantage.
She's like 10 feet away, I think.
Oh, you're not in melee with the rat that's on melee with me?
Oh, she's
I'm in
thrown-
melee with the rat, but I'm gonna use my action surge. Okay. So do I roll the attack on the mushroom dude with the hand axe?
Yeah, so if you're wanting to do action surge and take your second action against the rat, then yeah, you're going to have to consider that melee. So you'll do a disadvantage for the ranged
Well, no,
attack.
I think she's throwing one hand axe at the mushroom,
Right.
Yeah.
throwing it, and then she's turning to the rat and using whatever she normally uses to
Right.
smack people in melee.
Just do it opposite. Because if you kill the rat, if you're in melee range with anything, you are at disadvantage when doing a ranged attack, aka throwing.
Oh, okay.
I did not know that.
No.
That's interesting.
But
Did
if you
not
do
know
it the opposite way, where you attack the rat then attack the mushroom, if the rat dies, then you do it. You're doing exactly what you want. If it doesn't die, you kill the damn rat.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Thank you, Bex.
So we'll ignore that roll. Roll your attack on the rat.
Okay, so great axe, 18.
That'll hit.
Nice.
7 damage.
7 damage. So you strike him with the axe, and he falls down to the ground on his knees, just clinging to life by the slimmest of margins. And he holds up his axe at you. I'm not done yet. Now
No,
what?
sir. I'm not done with you yet. I'm gonna action surge and I'm gonna attack again.
Okay,
Don't forget, you're at advantage because he was recklessly attacking.
that's right.
Sweet. Cool.
So you better roll again. Oh, there you go.
30.
Thankfully, the 20 was better than that 6.
All right, so you hit with that second one. And how do you want to finish him off? Finish him.
Okay, so I'll be like, X, excuse me, I'm gonna deal with this mother trucker, and I'm gonna take my great axe to both hands, and he's on his knees, so yeah, I'm just gonna decapitate him. Why not?
Okay. You hop
So
over,
Yep.
kind of
I go
perpendicular
over
to
and I
X, and just clock him, and his head falls and like rolls over X's root toes, and that was dramatic.
Yeah, Tina looks down at the decapitated head and is like, "You still got 10 seconds of head life. Enjoy it."
Splurts out rat blood on the ground. Alrighty, so that takes us to Vatra.
Tina's just like, ah.
After like hesitantly like comes up, but you could see he just like
Too much.
just like
A little more than I can handle.
oh, it's like
Just blood
I'm
dripping
excited
off my
for this.
axe.
Yeah. hmm. Let's see, old Spore buddy's still alive there.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's getting closer.
Yeah. I shall throw a dagger at it after almost trying not to vomit of seeing the rat's head get chopped off. And it's a 6. So, adios, dagger.
Yeah. Cling! You hear it clink off the root of a tree somewhere, but you're not sure where. It ricochets around in this clump over here.
And I give inspiration to Tuck. It's like, well, hopefully you can do this better, my boy. And he feels a little bit of an energy.
You have to speak louder. He is so far away.
I hear you.
I believe in you, Tuck! Alright, Pages.
I'll point at it and hurl a bubble of acid at it.
Nice. Roll a hit. Or
It's the deck save.
roll a Daryl.
Wait, what?
Daryl, roll.
Oh.
Yeah. 11. Oh, so close.
No.
So it does 4 damage, and then does it
4
show
damage.
does it do damage?
It's just 4 damage.
Okay, I didn't know if it did it like every turn, but that's
No, this is just a cantrip. It just splashes it for 4 damage.
It's Tosh's one is the one that does damage every turn. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Tosh's Caustic.
Yeah, Caustic Brew.
Brew.
That's it.
Yeah,
Caustic Brew is the one that sticks on and continues to do damage.
that's a
Yeah.
higher level.
Okay,
That
so
that one's I think a level.
it's not too high.
It's not
Like a
too high,
2.
but it is up there.
Yeah, okay. X. We've got a mushroom
Okay,
man
so-
here. He's rather pathetic.
So-
He would run away, but he doesn't understand that. So he's just like, I'm still going to get her. I don't know.
X, save me.
Here's what happens.
Yeah.
X will not be attacking this turn. He was just, he watched as Tina comes and just like uses a great axe to come across. Which you watch Tina as he kind of puts his hands together, because that's how he does his great axes, his hands together, versus like hands separated, which are regular hand axes.
Yeah.
And he's kind of
this.
he's kind of looking at him and looking at like your weapon, and he's starting to notice the difference in the bludgeoning versus the slashing that's coming from the 2 different weapons. And you watch as he kind of like picks up the severed head, and he's looking at it, and he just goes, "He's not asleep."
Nah, he's sleeping with the fishes, as we say.
This is
In a
what
lake?
you do to not friends.
When they try to do it to you, yes.
I've been
Not me.
putting
Like
them
that.
to
The
sleep.
evil not friends are the ones we should like totally get rid of. I mean, but that's just my opinion. It's whatever.
I mean, X, sometimes to sleep is good. Sometimes you gotta go a little further.
Couldn't
then-
have at least made it cleaner.
You like watch as the blood's like dripping down his hand axe.
Oh.
He's stunned. He's 100% just like in this like moment of confusion slash like learning. So that's all he's gonna do. Okay, he's dodging.
Yeah.
Dodging.
Okay, cool. So the mushroom man will move forward as big lumbering, kind of stiff steps, charges up to
Wait.
Tina.
But she didn't hurt him.
Well, you,
Yeah, it was the rat. It was the
Tuck.
rat. I told you, the rat.
Tuck.
well, he's not
Didn't
going to
Tuck-
go after. He's not that complicated of a strategist. He's just like
I turned the
creature
mushroom
that's
to
moving.
face-
Okay.
All right, it rolls an 8 to hit, which is probably not going to hit since Tina revealed she has an AC of 17. At this point,
Yeah.
though, I will say if anyone who's within range would like to gang up on him and just dispatch him, we can do that. We don't have to slug through this last few minutes here.
Pages, Vatra.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's fucking stomp him out.
All righty.
Fudge.
So you guys finish off the spore shooting guy before he can shoot off any spores.
Yeah. Like
And-
Mario on a Goomba.
Yeah, that's exactly
my
what happens.
God.
And we are out of initiative again.
Wow.
Can I look over these rat folk and see if they have any like short bows, arrows, anything like that?
I'm gonna grab my axe out the mushroom.
Okay.
I think I just used one. Yeah.
Alrighty. So you look at the rats. They all have armor on. It's okay armor, but it's not going to fit either of you without retrofitting it, without modifying it. Two of them have axes. One of them has throwing axes, an additional, basically the exact same thing that Tina has, except they're made of stone. And the one that died first has a scimitar and a roll of sheet music. And that's where we're going to end it for today.
Ah.
So I can remember, how many throwing axes were there? 2?
2 throwing axes,
One?
2 great axes, and 1 scimitar. And
Okay.
3 sets of ill-fitting armor.
I wanted to medicine check the dead one to see if he understands kind of this concept of death versus.
Tina's like, just give me the head. It's okay. You don't have to kill them. You don't have to kill them.
I mean, we're gonna have a little talk afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
We're going to have
there's a huge
the talk.
The death talk. The kill
Pages, get out your book.
All right, guys. So all of this chatter is going to be really good for the after show. So if you are watching and you want to find out what everyone's thinking and what questions and mysteries that the cast want to discuss, that's going to be on the after show. We'll get that up on Patreon this weekend. I'm actually one behind because I was super busy last week, but we'll get them both up there. And we're going to go ahead and sign off. If you guys would, we'll go around the room. Everyone can tell who they are, who they were playing, and one fun fact about themselves, whether that's what they get up to when they're not playing D&D or, I don't know, whatever you guys feel like. So I will start by picking Pages. How are you today? What's up? Jeff. What's your real
I'm
name?
Jeff. I play Pages. Today I'm really tired.
Really tired.
That's not
Did
fun.
not sleep very well last night. I
Not
don't
fun.
think.
This session woke me up a little bit, so I'm good.
That's
But
good.
one fun fact, I'm actually double jointed in various, so like I can bend. There's my
Oh
pinky
my
goes
God.
Oh my
the
god.
wrong way.
Wow.
So
Can you
yeah,
do that with your thumb?
my thumb less so. I mean, it can go back, but not as far. But like most of my joints go back in ways that they shouldn't.
I don't do that. Okay, Tina. Slash
Hi, I'm
Danny.
Danny. I play Tina, a Terran Dobber, and I'm pretty tanky. I'm not a barbarian, I'm a fighter, but I like to be tanky anyway. My Twitter account is at Mistress DDR, no spaces, and that is Dance Dance Revolution. And I go to the arcade to play that every once in a while because I need some exercise, you know.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Classic.
Awesome. All right. Corey X.
Hello, everyone. I'm Corey. I play X, the Witkin Tree barbarian, who's more cuddly than barbarian at the moment. And fun fact about me: I run a small group of nerdy D&D play. Well, not D&D, TTRPG in general, called Triumph and Blunder. We're not streaming as hardcore as we used to since I'm on travel, but we will be. And so it's great to be a player in this game, not just a DM and 2 games that I run. But definitely happy to be part of this.
Awesome. Thank you. And Mike.
My name is Mike. I play Tuck, the Dobber Rogue. I don't have to use the little drawl that I have. Fun fact: I am wearing pants.
Awesome.
What are you?
Wouldn't that be a less fun fact? Like, it'd be more fun if you weren't wearing pants.
I'm pretty sure the world would find that to be more fun if I was wearing pants.
Oh, okay. All right. Good deal.
Is Tuck wearing pants?
Tuck is, yes.
Okay.
Wow.
And he's wearing a suit of armor for bees right now.
That's
Oh,
right. You are
yeah.
wearing the bee suit. And Yelly.
Yeah, I play Batra. He's just kind of like this, I imagine, wholesome green goblin, even though he doesn't seem to act like that hardly now. He's just kind of warming up, and there'll be more things that'll happen with him. Yeah, today was a blast. I feel like I've been playing with you guys for a while, even though it's only been like 4 episodes. Crazy. But it's like super fun. I really like the setting, and now I can't wait for that sheet music. Give it to Batra because he wants it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Awesome. Yeah, so this has been great. We got 2 new followers today. I think that's pretty good for kind of
Yeah.
having a week off. So thank you to our followers. And we will wrap it up. I am Daryl T. Jones, an illustrator for D&D products and a writer. I created the Dobbers. You'll be seeing the Dobbers come out on Kickstarter soon. There is a date on the overlay here, but that date might change. We are working on that a little bit, but nothing to worry about. It's still going to be just as awesome. So I thank everybody who was in the audience, anyone who chatted, Blue Sky and Mike and all those things. So everybody had a wonderful day, and we will see you in the after show. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.